Today we are going to have 3 units on the board, 1 tank and 2 VTOLs. The tank is a von Luckner heavy tank, weighing 75 tons. It has 2 AC-20s and 1 SRM-6. It has a battle value of 1001. 1 VTOL, which will be painted blue, comes in at 30 tons. It is the Karnov UR Transport. It has 1 AC-20 and has a battle value of 556. The other VTOL will be painted gray. It is a cavalry attack helicopter, weighing in at 25 tons. It has 3 SRM-2s and 1 SRM-6. It has a battle value of 503. So the battle value is roughly even between these two teams. We'll have the tank team and the VTOL team. You can already see the tank there. The VTOLs will fly onto the board. Let's roll for initiative. The black die will represent the tank team. The white die will represent the VTOL team. All right, 6-7, 5-6-7. There's a tie, so we re-roll. I can hear those VTOLs flying in already. All right, tank team got a 10, VTOL team got a 12, so the VTOL team won initiative, meaning the tank team must move first. The tank is going to stay still, because there's no way it can outmaneuver a couple of VTOLs. Now, the VTOL team, since it has 2 units and the tank team only has 1, that means the VTOL team outnumbers the tank team by a factor of 2, so the VTOL team will have to move 2 units at a time. All right, once that VTOL moves there, it moved 6 hexes, giving it a target movement modifier of 2 plus an additional 1 because it's a VTOL, for a total target movement modifier of 3. That is well within cruising MP. This VTOL moved 7 hexes, giving it a plus 3, and then it gets that plus 1 because it's a VTOL for a plus 4 target movement modifier. I'm going to specify that these VTOLs are flying in at elevation 10. Since they are flying onto the map at elevation 10, I don't think they need to expend the MP to get up to elevation 10. They just started there. If you think I'm wrong about that, just let me know in the comments section below. Okay, now we move on to the declaration phase. This is the tank's sheet that I made. The tank declares that it will fire at the blue VTOL. And it's going to fire everything it has, which is 2 AC-20s and 1 SRM-6. The blue VTOL declares that it will fire its 1 AC-20 at the black tank. And the gray VTOL declares that it will alpha strike at the black tank. All right, now let's resolve for the black tank first. I'm going to say both the tank and the VTOLs have a 3 gunnery 4 piloting skill, or driving skill, I should say. There are 3 4s. So gunnery 3, attack 0, because the tank didn't move. Target, the blue VTOL, has a target movement modifier of 3. Other, there is no other because the VTOL is at an elevation too high for range to matter. Or for, it's at, let me start over. The blue VTOL is at an elevation that's too high for terrain to intervene. Range, they are 1-2 hexes away. That's short range for both the AC-20 and the SRM-6 because those weapons share the same range bracket. I would like you to note that elevations have no effect on range. So even if the VTOL was at elevation 500, and if the tank was at level 0, they would still be in machine gun range because we just don't account elevations into range, only hexes away. We do this because we want to avoid Pythagoras as much as possible. Okay, back to target numbers. Hitting on 6. I'm going to roll for the 2 AC-20s. See, a 10 and a 6. Those are both at least 6, so the AC-20s hit. Rolling for the SRM-6. 6, that hits. Now to apply damage. Rolling for location for the first AC-20. 8. We are firing into the vehicle's left side, which hits the left side with a chance to crit for 20 damage. Let's see. Left side armor only has 7 damage bubbles. 20 minus 7 is 13. 13 is way more than 3, so that destroys the internal structure and destroys the VTOL. I suppose I could roll for crit, but it doesn't really matter because the VTOL is destroyed. So let's just 5, so no crit. And then, so I roll a crit because the table here tells me to. And then I roll another crit because I hit the internal structure. 6, 7, 8, 9. Which would be weapon destroyed in the left side. So there's an AC-20 in the left side. So the AC-20 was destroyed. But it doesn't really matter because the entire VTOL is destroyed anyway. Now at this point, I have other weapons to roll for, but I don't need to because they're all firing at the VTOL and the VTOL is destroyed. So I'm not going to roll for the rest of the weapons, but I will still track the ammo because those weapons still fired. I just don't need to know where they hit because the VTOL is destroyed. All right, that was the black tank shooting at the VTOL. Now I'm going to have the blue VTOL shoot back at the tank because the weapons fire happens at the same time. So gunnery 3, attack 1 because the VTOL cruised. Target 0 because the tank has a 6 up on its movement die. Other 0, range 0. So hitting on 4 with that 1 AC-20. Yes, we got at least 4 on the die. Rolling for location. 9. We are firing into what is the target's choice. The tank is the targeted unit, so the tank's going to choose for the attack to enter the front hex. Location 9 on the front column. Hits the left side with a chance for motive system damage. All right, that's the damage. Now rolling for motive system. 5, 6, 7. Minor damage, +1 modifier to all driving skill rolls. Now we will resolve for the gray VTOL. Gunnery 3, attack 1 because it cruised, target 0, 0, 0. So target number 4, same for the SRM-6. I'm going to roll for the SRM-6 first. 5, 6, 7, 8. That is at least 4 SRM-6 hits. Now I'm going to roll for the SRM-2s. Let's see, we just need a 4, so hit, hit, and hit. All the SRM-2s hit. Okay, rolling for cluster on the SRM-6. 5. Get the cluster hits table out. Weapon size 6. Die roll 5. Looks like a 3. Rolling for location on the first missile. 5. This is going in the tank's rear. And that hits the left side for 2 and a motive system chance. Rolling for motive. 5, 6, 7, 8. Moderate damage, -1 cruising MP, +2 modifier to all driving skill rolls. Let's see, -1 cruising MP, so we went from 3 to 2. I will recalculate flank MP if I need to use it. Okay, location for the second SRM. 10. Turret. 2 damage. Location for the third SRM. 4. Rear. With motive system chance. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Moderate damage, -1 cruising MP, +2 modifier to all driving skill rolls. Okay, now the neat thing about this, all movement and driving skill roll penalties are cumulative. So we have another -1 to cruising MP. Let's take that from a 2 down to a 1. However, each driving skill roll modifier can only be applied once. I'm pretty sure this is the second time we've gotten that +2 modifier up there. So that we already have it, so it doesn't happen a second time. All right, now for the SRM-2s. Rolling for location for the... No, cluster. I need to roll for cluster. Rolling for cluster on the first SRM-2. 10. That's 2 missiles hit. Location for the first missile. 8. Rear. Location for the second missile. 8 again, which is still the rear. Now rolling for cluster on the second SRM-2 rack. 7. Only 1 missile hit. Location. 8. Still the rear. All right, cluster for the third SRM-2 rack. 10. That's 2 missiles. Rolling for location on the first missile. 6. Rear. And rolling for location on the last missile. 6, 7, 8. Rear again. These are some strange rolls we're having today. Okay, that was the initiative phase, the movement phase, the weapon attack phase. Next is the physical attack phase where nothing happens. Then the heat phase where nothing happens because vehicles don't track heat. Then the end phase where we move this guy off the board and remove our movement die. Now we are back up to the initiative phase. Black die will still be the tank. All right, the tank got 7. The VTOL got more than 7, so the VTOL won, so the tank has to move first. The tank is not going to move because it has a turret that can spin around. The VTOL, however, needs to get that TMM up. I'm going to place a die right here just to help me remember where the VTOL started. So 1. All right, expended 9 MP, went 1, 2, 3, 6 hexes. 6 hexes gives it a +2 with its +3. 6 hexes moved gives it a +2 target movement mod with the +1 because it's VTOL for a total of +3. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to track ammo on the gray VTOL. There we go. All right, now it is time to declare attacks. The tank is going to Alpha Strike at the gray VTOL. And the gray VTOL is going to Alpha Strike at the tank. Let's resolve for the tank first. Gunnery 3, attack 0, target 3, 0, 0. So that's hitting on 6 once more. Rolling for the SERM 6. 10, that's a hit. Rolling for the 2 AC-20s. And they both hit. Okay. Rolling location for the 2 AC-20s. 7 and 3. All right, so 7. We are firing into the VTOLs. Left side. So 7. On the side is just sides. The side takes 20 points of damage. The right side has 13 points of armor. 20 minus 13 is 7. And 7 is at least 3, so this VTOL is destroyed. And I just noticed a little mistake I made earlier. When this VTOL got destroyed, the internal damage bubbles should have gone there, because this is the side internal structure. This internal structure is for the front. Yeah, that's how the diagram works. This goes there, not there. All right, I should really roll for crit for the internal structure, but it doesn't matter. It's destroyed. I don't need to roll for the other attacks because it destroyed its target. I'll just track ammunition. All right, now it's time for the gray VTOL to retaliate. Gunnery 3, attack 1, target 0, 0, 0. Hitting on 4s. Rolling for the SERM 6 first. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a hit. Rolling for the 3 SRM 2s. We only need 4, so we got at least a 4 all around. Hit, hit, and hit. Let's see if this VTOL can pull off a tie. I'm going to roll for cluster on the first SRM-6. 5. Three missiles hit. Location for the... You know, I'm just going to roll all three locations at once. All right. First missile location is a 5. We're in the tank's front. That's right side with a chance to crit. Rolling for crit. 4. No crits. All right. Second location is a 7. Front. Third location, Snake Eyes. Front with a chance to crit. 5, 6, 7. Weapon malfunction. Now, that's a weapon in the front malfunctions, but there is no weapon in the front. Since this crit doesn't apply, we simply move down to the next one in the list, which is stabilizer. I'm not sure what that does, so I'm going to look it up. Okay. A vehicle's weapon stabilizers help it fire straight while moving. When the system takes a critical hit, double the attacker movement modifier for all attacks from weapons mounted in the location struck. Weapons mounted elsewhere in the vehicle are not affected. Second and subsequent hits to the stabilizer in the same location have no further effect. So this only applies to weapons located in the front. But there are no weapons located in the front, so this critical hit doesn't apply. So we go down from stabilizer to sensors. What do sensors do? Each critical hit to the vehicle's sensors adds a +1 modifier to all 2-hit rolls, with multiple hits being cumulative. The 4th sensor hit makes it impossible for the vehicles to fire weapons. Okay. This just adds a +1 modifier to all 2-hit rolls for this guy. Doesn't matter too much because, well, we'll see. We're just adding a +1 to the other now. Actually, yeah, it's probably not going to matter because its opponent's destroyed. We're just seeing if the opponent can pull off a tie. Now, I need to roll for cluster on the first SRM-2. 6. Two hit. Rolling location. 6, 7, 8, 9. Left side with motive system. Rolling for motive. 4. No effect. All right. 5, 6, 7. Front. Now rolling for cluster on the second SRM-2. 4. Only one missile. Rolling location for the one missile. 10. Turret. All right, cluster for the third and final SRM-2. 10. 2 missiles hit. All right, rolling location for the first missile. Oh boy! Boxcars. Turret with a chance to crit. All right. This VTOL could still pull it off. 6, 7, 8. In the front, chance to crit 8. Stabilizer. I just read that, but I forgot it already. Yes, there is a weapon in the stabilizer and the... No, wait, it hit the turret. Oh, so I looked at the wrong column. Hang on. We got 6, 7, 8. Weapon malfunction in the turret. That's what it is. Weapon malfunction. This critical hit causes a weapon mounted in the location struck to malfunction. If a combat vehicle has multiple weapons in that location, randomly determine which one takes the hit. The vehicle cannot fire that weapon until the malfunction is fixed. The vehicle crew must spend one weapon attack phase clearing the malfunction, during which the vehicle may make no weapon attacks. Though it may move normally during the ground movement phase, the crew may only fix one weapon malfunction per weapon attack phase. Okay, so one weapon in the turret randomly stops working. I've got 3 weapons in the turret, so I'm going to say a roll of 1 through 2 is an AC 20, a roll of 2 through 3 is an AC 20, and a roll of, no, 1 through 2, AC 20, 3 through 4, AC 20, 5 through 6, SRM 6. 1 through 2, that's an AC 20, so we are 1 AC 20 down. Now, it is the last chance. We have 1 SRM location left. Will the tank survive? 6. Front for 2. Yes, the tank survived. It's fine.